Hey, what's up everybody? So welcome back to this week's Hiking in Colorado 14er adventure. This one's going to be a good one today, guys. We are doing Little Bear Peak right after the Sangres just got hit with a lot of snow this past week. I just got to the very beginning of the Lake Como Road, which is notoriously one of the hardest four-wheel drive routes in pretty much any 14er approach in terms of the roads up to the trailhead. So it looks like we're only going to be able to make it up about 1.5 miles before we run into any issues. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a view of what this looks like. It doesn't look like we're going to run into any issues until, well, we get above tree line, at least it looks from here. So I'm going to turn this around and show you what we're dealing with in terms of conditions on the road. Like I said, it's completely bare, so it looks like we'll probably be able to drive the full 1.5 miles up before we have any issues. So we'll go ahead and talk to you guys soon. We're geared together and we're going to be hiking into the lake and setting up base camp there, and we're going to go for Little Bear tomorrow morning. The reason we did it this way is because we have a great weather window tomorrow. It looks like it's going to be a little windy tonight. It looks like right around 12,000 feet. They're calling for about 35-mile-per-hour winds, so it's going to be a little uncomfortable tonight when we sleep. But we are 0.7 miles into our hike here up Como Road. It hasn't been too bad, just a bunch of rocks everywhere, which is kind of awkward with your foot placement and everything, but Little Bear is back behind here. You can no longer see it, but for the past 3/4 mile we've been walking up this road, and trust me, you're not missing anything. But again, straight ahead of us, if you remember my video from 3 weeks ago on California Peak, the view of the San Luis Valley, we have it again, but at a different angle. And we got started a little bit later than we wanted to, but no worries, because we're going to be getting a majority of the hike out of the way today, and tomorrow should be a short push, although it's going to be technical, to the summit. And I'm joined today by,
hi there,
Ian, the Alpine Gypsy. Everybody should know him. It's always great having him along. He is a great partner and extremely knowledgeable. Always a great time.
Well,
appreciate you coming with me again, man.
Thank you, man.
This is going to be quite the trip. We've got a lot of firsts on this trip, and I will break those down later in the climb, assuming that we are able to make it. But we're going to be heading up there today. We're going to be camping at Lake Como and make a push for the summit tomorrow, and we're going to go ahead and continue our trip, and we'll bring you back at the next area of interest.
See you guys soon.
We are getting towards sunset, and man, is it beautiful. The San Luis Valley. Check this out. We realize we're going to be hiking up to the camp in dark, but we're totally okay with that. We got started a little bit later than we wanted to, but again, check this out. We get to enjoy and appreciate this view. We're headed up this way. Not terrible. It's been very steady. Again, we're hiking up the four-wheel drive road, so if you have a high clearance modified vehicle, you can definitely make it up here, but we're doing it the old-fashioned way, my friend. And Ian, what do you think so far?
So far, so good. We got this summit. It's ours.
I appreciate it, dude. This is always a good time, and we really don't care that we're going to be hiking in dark, because we're going to have this view the entire time, all the way up to camp. We're just about to leave our camp and make our push for Little Bear. We ended up getting here really late last night with the weight of our huge packs that we had to bring for like 3 days. It's just been, it was miserable coming up Como Road, but you know, we're good now. We're taking our small packs to the summit, and what's really cool is after we got up here, we found this. Show you guys this. There's a little cabin. So this is where we've been calling home for last night and tonight as well. There's a little stove in there and everything. It's really cool. And it looks like people just bring stuff and leave it for other people to enjoy. So it's really cool that you have something out here. We've got the fire going in there right now, where we just ate breakfast, and to the summit of Little Bear, it is 1.75 miles from the lake. So we're looking at about 3.5 miles round trip, and I believe 2,300 feet of elevation gain from here. So we're gonna go ahead and get geared up, put our stuff on, and we're gonna start our trek, and we'll bring you guys back here in a bit. We just got to our first major obstacle. This first thing here, we just got to the base of this gully, and I believe we gained about 600 feet of elevation gain going up that. It's very steep. I'm not sure if the video really portrays that well enough, but it's gonna be 600 feet of gain up to that notch, and then that'll gain us the ridge. We're gonna be heading to the left, and we're gonna be following the ridge on the other side there, just under the ridge proper, so we can avoid a lot more of the technical stuff. And once we follow that ridge, then it'll be the Hourglass, some scrambling, and the summit. Now is where we got to bust out our technical tools so we can make this up safely. And it looks like from here anyway that the snow is solid, so we shouldn't have any issues. It's just going to be slow going. Just got to the top of that first couloir. It was really steep, and that's going to not be fun going down. Just got up to the notch. We are going to be headed around right behind where Ian's standing, and we're going to be just to the right of the ridge proper so we can avoid more of that higher technical stuff. But so far so good. We're making excellent time, surprisingly, coming up that. It was pretty tough actually. The first beginning part of there, up to about halfway up there, we were post-holing every single step, so that definitely wasn't fun, but you know, we got it, and we're on to the next objective, which is getting to the Hourglass, and then summit time.
Yeah.
So we just got to the end of the ridge here, and we're going to be making our way over to the very beginning of the Hourglass. We've decided though on the way back we're gonna stick up just a little bit higher, because there were some areas down here with the way that we came that was really sketchy and everything. And it's been really weird weather with the sun and the wind. It's just like melting the snow, and then it's causing our steps to kind of break out from under us and everything. But as you can see, we're really close now. The last part of this though is going to be pretty tough, because we've got to go all the way up there and then right into there, into the Hourglass. Once we get to the top of that, that's the summit. Friend, welcome to the summit of Little Bear Peak. This guy helped me get up this peak. I couldn't be more grateful. This is the hardest peak that I've done in my mountaineering career thus far. The one previous was Mount Lindsay, but I wasn't able to summit. I wasn't able to get up over the wall. So it feels amazing to get up here. We got up here a little bit later than we wanted to, but we got it. Absolutely amazing. I was absolutely terrified in a couple of places. There was definitely a lot of class 3 once we got above the Hourglass, class 4, even some very small class 5 moves, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, a few low class 5.
So it just feels absolutely amazing being up here. But honestly, this peak was so difficult for me that I'm actually more concerned about getting back down. So I'm really hoping we get down without any issues. It's definitely going to be dark by the time we get back to camp, but the goal is to make it down below the Hourglass before it gets dark, because the rest of the route's pretty straightforward from that point. We just want to get down past that steep, dangerous stuff, and we can go ahead and get back and celebrate back at camp.
Yeah!
Thank you guys again for tuning in to this week's Hiking in Colorado 14er adventure with special guest, my friend Ian. And I'll leave a link to his Facebook and Instagram in the description of this video if you guys want to check it out. He's one crazy mountaineer, has done all of the traverses and then some.
Including this one right here.
Yep, including this one, Little Bear to Blanca. Again, thank you guys, and welcome to the summit of Little Bear Peak.